Hello and welcome to the Banter Blitz show, the final one for October, the Halloween show. Don't look much like Halloween. Welcome to the Banter Blitz show. Why on earth is this on? I don't know. Okay, let's get rolling and play a game or a couple of games. Okay, let's start here with Blue Z. The Halloween gambit, I mean, we didn't really get that in the German session. First of all, I need some water. And then I have to decide. Okay. And the Benko. Let's do something else. The Czech Benoni. Very closed opening. I play both 3-minute and 5-minute. Both is fine. I have a preference a bit for 5 because you're a little bit more relaxed with the chat. But it's not a big deal if you want to play 3-minute. I'm happy to accept those as well. Okay, what I'm trying here is to play on the dark squares. Bishop g5, knight f4. Sorry, my voice is a little bit off here. It seems that doing already 90 minutes of German banter wasn't very beneficial for my voice. So, yeah, bishop c6 is an idea. Is he really thinking about that? That would be a really cool move. Basically saying that I cannot save the rook. Yeah. It's one of those what the heck moments. Okay. What is going on? I'm an exchange down for a pawn, right? But I get c4 as well. And I have pieces on the A file or on the other side of the board. That's really strange. But I don't think it's too bad if I take him. Queen A4, bishop B4 is not a problem. Yeah, that's probably a decent move. So take this. And then put the bishop onto b4. I have two pawns. It's really, really strange. I think probably g3 is on the cards. Nice bookstore, bookshelf, you mean? Any recommendations for Halloween? Yeah, buy my books. You know, whatever you can. Certainly, there are many things around that are quite good. What's that? I can take with a pawn now, huh? And plant this onto e5. That's such a nice square. Threatening f3 now. That's a position I really like now. I already had knight c4, but I wanted to make sure that the pawn stays on f4. Yeah, book recommendations. I will very likely make a video on some book recommendations before Christmas on my YouTube channel, but not at the moment. I'm simply too busy with completing my own projects, and things will be a little bit more flexible time-wise at the end of November. A book that I really liked in the last year, basically, it's out for a while already, was Sam Shankland's book, Small Steps to Giant Improvement. A pretty nice book. I used quite a number of examples from that book for my own training sessions. Very nicely done. Yeah, this question was sure to appear. Who am I rooting for, Magnus or Fabiano? I'm not really strongly in favor of one of the players, which is different to last time when I was very heavily rooting for Carlsen. This time there is no such preference. Okay. Huh. Yeah, here. I hope we get an interesting match. That's the main thing that I'm hoping for. I did not really like the last match. Interesting question. Is this the best world championship match in the 21st century? Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen, right? It sounds attractive, of course. Attractive pairing. However, you never know what's going to happen. I think there have been some other matches that were okay, for sure. A match that is often, I think, underestimated was the match between Kramnik and Anand. At the time, they were clearly, I think, the two best players in the world. It's pretty clear. And Anand played excellently in that match, really. Okay, so yeah, I think. Yeah, there's no real way to prevent it, huh? That he gives back the exchange. Oh. C4 king, I'm quick enough. There's one thing that is definitely the case. This is the match between the world number 1 and the world number 2, which is cool. Yeah, we don't have world number 1 against world number 10 or 15. And that makes a lot of sense, of course. I'm still not saying anything bad about some earlier matches. If people earn the right to challenge, it's fine, but it just makes sense if the match is competitive. And I mean, the last match was competitive, but if Karjakin would have won that title, it would have been like a chess history joke in a way. Because he never in any way is close to being the best player in the world. And that should be at least something you could argue, that the world champion is some little bit close to being the best player. I'm not sure what your question means, Mick. What does work out new chess positions mean? Do I analyze stuff, or what do you think? What do you mean? Of course I do. I mean, I'm working constantly a new opening project, so I'm constantly analyzing. I'm not using any of those new engines yet. I mean, AlphaZero you cannot use, but I have to look into this Lila engine, how that would work. Okay, so David here tries to put some pieces in the center, and I'm not sure that I think the candidates tournament is a good concept. And it produces definitely worthy challenges. I mean, the tournament where Karjakin won the right to challenge, I mean, we have to be honest there, that tournament was heavily influenced by Topalov playing, I don't know, on my level probably. And that completely distorted the standings. I mean, it was just a question who was able to win the winning positions against Topalov or not. And the way Topalov played that game against Karjakin 2 years ago, that was just such a disgrace that, I mean, that was just a total joke, that game. And Caruana didn't win 2 winning positions against Topalov, which is his own problem for sure. But that heavily distorted the whole tournament, that Topalov played so badly. Speaking about badly, Bishop e2. Huh. Yeah, he should of course play Bishop e2, but he didn't do it. What book or content do I recommend if I want to expand an English open repertoire for white into Reti or King's Indian attack? I don't think there's something good about the King's Indian attack. There have been books about the Reti. Most recently there has been one by a French player. The modern Reti, no, not the modern Reti, that was Delchev. The Reti something. The modernized Reti, yeah, but yeah, here I've got a very straightforward idea. Checkmate. Okay, I'm not saying he was able to prevent it, but that doesn't even look like a try. Probably couldn't prevent it. Yeah, thanks a lot for playing, David. Eagle, no, that's non-premium in 10 minutes, no. Power of Knights. Sorry. Yeah, you can always discuss about various formats. I don't think it's there is an ideal solution for everything. The idea to play it with short mini matches, they had this tournament in 2011 in Kazan, which was extremely boring. And the longer candidates matches are simply a thing of the past because nobody is willing to put up the money for that. I mean, if you play a match between, I don't know, world number 12 and world number 15, that's something that you could do in the Soviet days. When it was simply, if they didn't have any other idea, they would simply do it in Moscow. And nowadays this is not so easy to do. Didn't I have this on the board last week against this guy? And he really... I didn't like it last week, and it has not improved. That also looks bad. What did I do? What did I do here? F5. I think I played in exactly the same bad way last week. Exactly the same. I have a learning curve of, I don't know, goldfish probably. Queen a7, I have to go c6. That's really ugly. Ugly stuff. Phew. Yeah. This is extremely awkward. Maybe I can get the bishop to e4. Like bishop d5, bishop e4. Yeah, he wants to play rook b4 and take on b7 is the problem, and that is extremely dangerous. Oh, shoot. How do I even defend against this thing? How do I defend against this stuff? I have this, maybe. I did not want to do that. Any goldfish watching will be offended. Yeah. That's really a problem nowadays. Everybody is offended, even fishes. What is he doing there? Rook a4 I can take. I could have played that a lot quicker, but it took me ages to spot it. I mean, it's a bit embarrassing. Bishop a6 I can take. That is not... That is actually a draw. That is a draw. Ah. Yeah, I don't want to make a draw. This is attacking a6 and both rooks. Shouldn't that win some material? Please. Yeah, that wins material. Queen takes h1 check. Must be powerful. Yeah, queen c6 is a nice move that I did not anticipate. That is pure, I'm lucking into it. Okay. So we trade queens, it seems. That is good. Less of a chance of me to blunder the house. Yeah, on e4. This is the perfect place for this piece. He's got the h-pawn. I also have some ideas. Well, it's actually not such a great idea. Let me think about this for a moment. d4. Nah, it's okay. Let's now bring the king to e5. Yeah, I have h1 under control, so there is no rook h1. Okay, and power of knights resigns. I think we played the same game last week, and I was in trouble there. Okay, so we've got Fabi FCN. Let's play. I'm behind here, right? I lost once and never scored against him. Yeah, the Halloween gambit. Maybe somebody. No. I recently looked at that. Yeah, and of course knight f6 is a good move, but this is also possible. And it seems that he has had that on the radar, immediately replying. Okay. Probably a couple of good continuations. I was just thinking if knight d4 is maybe immediately strong. If I go knight g4 now, there is queen d5. No. Maybe. Ah, come on, it's fun. It's not the Halloween gambit, but it's kind of close. Yeah, I know, but I have queen e7 and knight b5 probably. And I have no clue what's going on. He just takes it, and that's extremely boring. Yeah? Yeah, it's not too bad for white. Absolutely not bad. Pre-move. Yeah. Yeah, I did not play this right. Yeah, I mean f5 is kind of a bit of a cheeky move. Black is of course perfectly fine if he does something normal. It's a bit, that's not easy here. It's going to play rook d1 and then you're just sitting there. I really dislike this game, this position. And I have no time, that's another problem. What kind of stuff am I playing here? That's really bad. I just recognized that I couldn't even do what I wanted to do. Unfortunately, bishop b7 is not good. Unfortunately. We go king g7, is going to go bishop d2. And I'm down with the time. Not nice. Not nice. Yeah, here you just probably just takes. Bishop d2, rook e8. Yeah, it's also just bad. Awful. Really awful. Now simply rook e8 is good for white. I cannot do that. And then rook e7. Wow. Yeah, next time I should play something normal against this bullshit. I'm sorry. Not f5. Getting myself into trouble. Still able to fight a little bit here. It's not immediately lost. It's close for sure, but not immediately over. Okay, wants to check me here. Yeah. Yeah, white is basically winning with everything here. Not sure what white is doing there. You just take on c5 and win. It's even difficult to not lose more material. Yeah. Ah, that was the idea. Okay. Yeah, that was it. That was an extremely badly played game. I lost 2 times against him. That's great. And yeah. Yeah, I should probably just play the normal move and not f5, especially if you don't know it. Yeah, just knight f6. Black has a slightly better position, of course. Okay, thanks for the game, Fabi. Who else is on? Japer. Okay, what is going on here? You got a Rossolimo. Yeah, one of the main lines of this opening. And this is very frequently played, but not particularly great. D takes is the more respected line. Okay, so Japer. Yeah, you don't want to give me... Ooh. Oh. It looks a bit odd in terms of structure. Yeah, c5 is an extremely weak pawn now. And I will basically try to aim all my pieces at the pawn. Yeah, where do we go? Knight e4 then. Okay, now I just... Well, this is tempo, yeah? It's a tempo. So I can take now. I was thinking about going b3. Yeah, this is a slight problem there. Yeah, thanks for the game, Japer. Okay, so Okay, Trianta, card Trianta. Let's go. Can we do a pre-move? Let's go G6 pre-move. Yeah, this is a fairly good line for black actually, once we're here, because white cannot keep the knight on d4. Okay, unless e3 is played, which is not the most active possibility. Okay, let's attack c3 and g5. And rook b8 will further increase the pressure. Okay, whoosh. That was the bishop. Yeah, Fuchsia in the chat is requesting the Stafford Gambit, and this is something that I only learned last week what it is. It's a let's say questionable gambit in the Petrov. My idea now is to take on b2. Yeah, somebody posted some betting odds for the match. Is it actually possible to bet on specifics? Like, will Caruana play the Petrov, or will whatever player play 1g4, stuff like that? That would be funky. Yeah, I'll just develop. I mean, I'm a piece up. you can bet on 1e4 in the first game. Okay. Regardless of who's got white, that would be a really funny way to do betting. I mean, I think if you bet on football, soccer, you can bet on all kinds of nonsense. Like, who's going to get the next free kick or something like that? Or will there be a penalty in this game? Like pure guessing. Close to pure guessing. Yeah, okay. In this game, I'm a piece up and I have an attack. That makes things simple. Okay, that wins even more material. Now I've got a bishop on a6 here. Yeah, e4 is the heavy favorite for the first move. That's not a big surprise. They're both mostly e4 players, so that You can bet on a checkmate happening on the board during a regular game. It's not very likely to happen, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, these bets, they are very easy. I mean, let's be honest, it's so easy to manipulate. I mean, it's not really a problem for such a match, but in other events, yeah, it's so easy to manipulate. And that is not very often discussed in chess. I mean, in the cheating problems just with engines are bad enough, but there's always been collusion in games. In particular on the like semi-level, like smallish opens. Many things that are manipulated. The London system in the first game. Yeah, we are playing in London. That's true. Okay, thanks for the game, Car-Trianta, I don't know. So, that is a non-premium. Knight moves 1. The next game. An Italian game, right? Let's do the Italian with black. I'm still playing the system, which nowadays isn't seen all that frequently, I think, anymore. They prefer other things. Setups with A5 in particular are getting more popular. Yeah, I'm just going to develop. Normally it cannot be bad, really. Okay, I'm trying to make it a bit more interesting by yeah, not castling. Yeah, I did not think this is so great. Yeah, I can take here. And the bishop on a7, the black shark, as Bologan coined it, is quite strong. He cannot take my knight. So I'm winning the exchange. Sorry. Long days, last couple of days, lots of work. Okay, if he takes on h5, there is g4. That is absolutely bad. Or maybe knight h2. I mean, white is certainly on the ropes here. He doesn't have any great squares. I can almost pre-move g3. The knight goes back. Oh, there's mate on f7. I was very close to allowing the mate. My intention was to play e takes d4, something that I should definitely not do. Ouch. That makes g3 a pretty bad choice. Yeah, I'm still probably winning with the exchange up, but and an attack, but I totally did not see that there's a mate on f7. Ouch. Yeah, it would be entertaining for viewers, I agree, but still, I don't want to do it. Ready for rook h8. I did not quite see that this is actually a fairly stubborn defense. Not so great actually. I should have taken on b2 first, but he cannot really prevent it. He's got no decent move to cover the pawn. Yeah, ready for queen c7, a5 and so on. Let's get the queen into the white position. That should win the whole thing. With a very nicely coordinated structure, everything is protected nicely. I got this one. Yeah, and knight moves, one resigns. Yeah, thanks for the game. Knight moves. The debugger is challenging, and he's not a regular opponent. Have never played him before. I'm going the modern Benoni. Ugh. Yeah, this is a really awkward line for black to face. Yeah, I just want non-theory. People who play that know what they're doing, and it's not fun usually for black. No, I did not play Shelling Ford, and he's not on. Sorry, at least not challenging. Yeah, again, I'm sorry, it's tough to not yawn once in a while if you play such a long session, and I think I'm a little bit sleep deprived. Last couple of days and weeks were really a bit stressful. Okay, yeah, it's not really nice here, my position. So weird, yeah, with the pawn on h3. Yeah, but maybe this is kind of playable. Stiefel asked me if I have ever played Magnus. Yeah, technically yes, yeah, in online Blitz. I've played him when he was a kid. But we're talking 10-year-old, 11-year-old Carlsen. And he was already decent at the time. I mean, I think it was something normal. I lost games, but I won the most, which is normal. I mean, I've been a 2,400 something player at the time, and he was 10-year-old, so I should be the favorite. But those games, I think, are probably not. Yeah, you're not going to get them anywhere. They're just lost, let's say. That is such a weird position. Queen is almost trapped. But he has taken a very long time for this whole maneuvering. I've played against Caruana more than once on video on my channel, and I'm not sure. I've got one loss on video where he really completely killed me. I mean, it's kind of normal that this happens, but it was very convincing. And I had other games against him. I won one game, I remember. Oh, he gives me the knight for nothing. I won one particular game that I remember out of a Catalan, where he basically blundered material. And I lost one game in the Catalan, which was nice because we had a brief little chat afterwards. It was kind of interesting. It was funny because he played right into a line that I had analyzed, and he got into trouble and so on. It was interesting. Playing Harry Grief here. Evan's Gambit has an interesting question. Would I beat Magnus in a 1 minute versus 3 minute match 100 games? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Magnus is very strong in 1 minute still. Okay, so very uncommon variation here. It's hanging pawns formation. Of all the current top players, I have played Nakamura the most, for sure. Over the years, I think on the ICC we certainly had 30-40 Blitz games or more with various accounts. I mean, both of us, we had various accounts. So let's see. Queen e8, bishop knight d6 wins the exchange. It's quite funny. And I thought this was good as well. Maybe I'm wrong, but... interesting. Just goes back. That's definitely an idea. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't so ideal, what I did here. Who's the better bullet player, Magnus or Hikaru? I think Carlsen is definitely... Nah. I think he's probably a bit better in things like 1+1 with an increment. He beat Hikaru quite convincingly in their match that they had. 1-0, I'm not so sure. I mean, Carlsen is definitely extremely strong, as we have seen in many tournaments now. But Nakamura is very good. So, yeah. Yeah, the way I played this was not good, This maneuver was not a good idea. Let's be a pain. Knight moves. Okay, queen to c6. Is there any way we can do it? I'm going to just put this back. Prevent any d4 pushes. And this knight might be good on f4. Still not that easy for him to play this position. Ready for knight f4 now, which is not really... It did not really look at this, it seems. Okay, still, let's do this. Maybe rook c1, threatening knight d3. Okay, I see. Yeah. Okay. But knight d3, c5, is an issue. Hikaru Nakamura plays b3 on the first move all the time in Rapid and Blitz. Why is b3 not more popular in Classical? It's not so easy to say. I mean, it's not a super challenging opening. I think in Blitz there is definitely one point it's easy to play. I mean, Hikaru has his own theoretical ideas in the b3 opening, and that then he can apply them and play them quickly with the time. With the quick time control. But I think it's regarded as too harmless in a classical setup. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I can do that. This is definitely true. I think having those the top players, they have sets of openings. They have while talking, I blundered. He did not use that opportunity. He could have taken. They have their lines in for classical chess, and then they have secondary weapons, let's say, for Blitz and Rapid. Yeah, Nakamura didn't have a good year. Maybe he's more focusing on other things. It's possible. If you listen to his interview that he had with the Perpetual Chess podcast, it is quite clear that he is looking into many things, investment, what is he doing there, day trading and other things, the stock market, what not. And maybe he's focusing more on those things. It's definitely possible. In particular, if it works out for him money-wise. Sorry. That would be stupid. Yeah, it's made on h7. Okay. Yeah, thanks for the game, Grief72. It's a non-premium again. Ostepa. Not F4, please. Sorry. Yeah, we'll get a Sicilian Maroxy bind here. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to say what to expect there from Hikaru in the future. People continue to play into this terrible line. It's quite remarkable. They just don't know what they're doing there in this opening. I had a number of games recently with this knight d5 move. You have to take on a2, but people seem to not know it. If you don't take, you get this position, which is basically terrible. Yeah, and now he's thinking, which is a tad too late. Okay, you can just play b3 probably. Taking on e7, I'm not sure. b6. Okay. Yeah, black is not really threatening all that much. An interesting idea is to take on c8. Take on c8, then take on e6. Still keeping this option open. It's very difficult to suggest a move for black here, really. That's an interesting one. But the check does not really help on b4, I think. So if I take now on c8, I can also just play something like bishop to h6. Well, he always has to check. It doesn't matter all that much. So if I do this and then take on e6, Yeah, for example, rook a takes c8, d6, fe6, bishop e6, check, rook takes. Yeah, I think that looks quite okay, right? Yeah, here I'm taking on f7 and on c4 for an extra pawn. Not sure if that was the best possible outcome out of this, but it's a good one. Okay, he will probably try to play d5. Try to prevent that. Oop. I wonder what's the best technical solution is. Probably back and then f4, g4, g5, f5, this kind of thing. I also have h5. Yeah, well, let's just get the pawns going. a4, there's b4, that's not a problem. f5, g5. Not difficult now, I think. Okay, so what now? d5 maybe. Let's prevent it. Got all the time in this position. Black is running out of moves now. Rook h6, then e5 maybe. So rook h6. And now let's step up. Bishop. Now I can go to d5, huh? But just take. No, there's no real reason to do it. What is the easiest way to win? e5? No, probably not. Yeah, let's go back again. Yeah, just g6. I know, I kind of always want to play for some Zugzwangs and things where the other guy cannot move anymore. It's kind of what I try to do, but it's not necessary here. Yeah, thanks for the game, Ostepa. Fuchsia asked, any chance to see me on Twitch again in the near future? I haven't planned really. The thing is that this is such a time burner, really, a real time burner. And currently it's not really happening. Especially, it's hard for me to find any time. The evenings are packed and I don't know when else to stream, really. Okay, Shelling Ford is going for a French. What are you doing here, Shelling? You know that I'm taking. I'm going to torture you. This is usually not a good idea. In fact, it seems to not work at all, if I remember correctly. And again, the French exchange strikes. Most of my Twitch streams that I did earlier, 2018, I did late in the evening, and it was just killing my sleeping pattern totally. And yeah. Okay, so knight f7, or what do we do? Bishop takes is not so convincing. Knight takes probably. A Sunday morning stream. Oh my god. Why is this even happening? It is just a win, knight g5. Or was I not paying enough attention? Knight d6 check. Knight e5 check. What is happening here? I'm heavily irritated. This is a winning position already. I know that. But it seems I did something wrong, right? Or am I not seeing what I have to do now? I don't have anything good here. That's extremely strange. What did I do wrong? Knight f7, is that wrong? I didn't pay any attention anymore. That's probably the issue. Bishop d2. Yeah, he can check me twice. He can check on e5, of course. King e2 then? Oh my god. Yeah, this is just a crap position for white in a blitz game. I mean, you have no king position, and he's attacking me. I don't get that. What did I do wrong there? Knight g5. Knight e7 is just lost. There's just nothing else to say about it. It's just not playable. And now he's winning again. I mean, I have a winning position against Schelling every single game, but I don't win every game, by far not. Yeah, just knight c2. What's going on here? Just over. Take the rook. Is that even stronger, or I don't know. Yeah, it is stronger. That is extremely frustrating. I didn't really even look anymore because knight e7 was just such a bad move. Or do I mean, this is right. So maybe I have to avoid taking with the knight and just take like this. Something like that. That is probably winning. Or yeah, that is probably right. I didn't pay any attention anymore. I just played. I thought whatever I play, it wins anyway. But it's not so easy. Maybe here I can still play the king or bishop d2 or something. Yeah, I just played this far too quickly. Yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem typically when such a knight e7 is it's just a joke of a move. Yeah, you still have to focus and refute it entirely. You cannot just say, okay, the opponent knows nothing and gets killed, and there's still something going on. I was just too relaxed there. Yeah, this is probably really quite convincing. Yeah, that is quite convincing. Okay, so what's the time saying? I can do one more game. Santiago Barbeto, 3 minutes is good. So let's go one more final 3-minute game for today. Yeah, got a winning position again. Yeah, the same stuff. So if he castles now, can I take on h7? No idea. Okay. Black's king is still in the center. That could prove to be costly. Let's say queen a4 next. I'm expecting rook c8. Queen a4. Yeah, maybe. That wins the exchange. Yes, e7 is attacked twice. He has to give the exchange now. Really? Where's the trick? There is no trick. Okay, thanks for playing, Santiago Barbeto. So one more game. And Stinkstiefel issued a 1 minute challenge. That was a wise decision. Maybe I actually get to play 2 1 minute games. So if you challenge me in another 1 minute, I can play it right after this one. One advantage of the hippopotamus is that you can play quite quickly. Oh. Take the knight and run. Oops. He's very, very generous here, giving me much appreciated material. Okay. And checkmate against Stinkstiefel. Was it his first bullet game? Possibly, with 1500. He only lost 1 point there. Okay, and French FTW. Oh, I got it again. Oh no, I don't do that normally. It's not such a great line actually. But anyway, it's not super terrible. That's probably not super good. Oh, that is good now. Mouse slip. Okay. And yet another game. Friedel is on. Bishop h6. I'm going for the hippo again. At least I can play many moves. Oh, the extended hippo. I'm not happy with this position. Okay, I'm a little bit happier now. Still not nice. Yeah, white is a little bit in a problem there with ouch. I don't think that is any real attack. And Friedel resigns. Yeah, guys, thanks for playing. Thanks for being active in the chat. This was the final Banter Blitz show for October 2018. I'll be back next week, very likely at the regular starting time of 7 p.m. in the evening, instead of tonight, which was 2 hours earlier than usual. Again, thanks a lot for watching. I'll be back next week. Bye bye.